here we go. Got double. Hi, everyone, and welcome
All
back to
right.
another episode of Home Buying Tips. And kompleto kami ngayon. Me and Mary Ann are here. Kamusta ang life as a
Hello,
manager?
everyone. Well, this is actually for me, Ate, is the calm before the storm. I'm still trying to start with looking after and finding the right portfolio that I have to look after. Um, like currently, I'm still, taking care of the portfolio that I've created when I was a new business manager, like new business consultant. But now I'm transitioning to a role that will pretty much focus on handling and growing. So growing yourself, that growing the the main portfolio that's already been using our service. So pretty much our key accounts. So
Mm,
that's my new role now. So it's more of like not trying to hunt, but more of really nurturing what we already have. That's yeah, which is
mm.
for me, I really love it because that's I think at it's my strength. I love the relationship building and then like looking after my clients as well. So yeah, so sorry, I've been very up and down with joining here live because of everything that's been happening.
Well, that's life. Everyone gets busy, especially here in New Zealand. And we have just quickly discussed last time about the OCR, the official cash rate, that once it goes up, no, yeah, house prices goes up. And once it comes down, mortgage rates comes down as well as the house prices. So this is very interesting topic. I think everyone would love to hear the cheap house or property prices in New Zealand. Hindi pa natin napag-usapan to. Yeah?
Yes. So I think it's a lot of things happened actually for the past days, Ate. So remember when I was with you, OCR, we were talking about OCR. What are the benefits? What are the downside? Like downside is that if you have a lot of money in the bank, then it's not really growing
Mm.
that much because it's down. So you'd rather invest it to property because property value grows up. It's actually faster in growing if you invest it in a property rather than keep it in your bank. So the growth in the bank, especially when the OCR is down, then it's also down. That's unfortunate. But yeah, buy your house because that's gonna grow your not just your portfolio, but also the value of the money that you've put into the house.
Yeah, so a lot of our kababayan who've moved here in New Zealand and already starting to settle down, like getting a stable job, starting a family, or trying to expand, thinking of a side hustle, or definitely considering to buy a house. But then, ngayon ang mga panahon na the house prices are a bit lower than 20
Yes.
than what we have in 2022, 2021, 2022. So
Yeah.
mas mababa ngayon. Pero saan nga ba, in case tumaas man o bumaba, where about in New Zealand are the house or the properties are a little bit lower or cheaper that we can afford? But of course, disclaimer lang, I am Mia homeowner and studying the house what do you call this? The house prices in New Zealand because I am looking forward to buy a second property or helping my son buy his first one. And we have Marianne, who is
A
just this.
previous real estate agent po.
So yeah,
So disclaimer, me and Ate are not, well, I used to be, but we're pretty much we're just sharing our knowledge as well and also Ate's experience. So we're not professional advisors. You can find very trusted real estate agents that can give you a lot of good advices and mortgage broker that will give you a lot of explanation and a good and clear view of the value that you can either afford or you can borrow from the bank. So there's a lot of things going on. You can go back and refer it from our previous episodes at it, right?
Yes, that's right. So let's jump into saan nga ba mga places that are a little bit cheaper? So, simulan natin sa pinakamahal. Tapos pababa tayo. No? The the most expensive part of New Zealand to buy a property and a house. And of course, nasan pa ba? Where we are in Auckland.
Auckland. So yeah,
Here in
at the
Auckland, yes.
average, is it average? The funny thing in Auckland, ate, is that Auckland also have average cost or property value per suburb, which is very, it's very very confusing to a lot of to a lot of especially first home buyers who doesn't really follow the real estate trend. But there are still some, some quite more affordable places in Auckland. We cannot be compared to Queenstown. I think that's actually the most expensive, ate.
Uh, Mm, how do we say
Is
that
it
one?
Queenstown?
Maybe when we're talking about region overall average, I think Auckland pa rin
It's
ang
Auckland.
pinakamataas because yeah, when we're talking about regions. But in Auckland, there are certain suburbs that are a
Suburb.
bit higher. Ano pinakamataas? North Shore? North Shore, I think.
Think
Ano ba?
similar. North
That
Shore is similar to maybe Remuera Central, Auckland.
oh, Central
So
is also high because of course it's
Central
the
is the
central.
most expensive. Yeah, you
Yeah.
although you can see it from, if you're browsing for properties in trademerealestate.co, you may find those cheap ones. So this is what I was gonna say. I want to share this, ate, because I have a cousin as well who just moved here, and they saw properties who doesn't have, they don't have any idea of what type of properties are here in New Zealand, and you will
Mm.
see some listings, ate, in Ellerslie. Let's just say Ellerslie, very close to my office right now. And that's a central location. Or the same, like maybe One Tree Hill, like those are a
Mm.
nicer
Yeah.
and closer to the central. And you can see houses there that's like, it looks like villa, and it's like the listing price is at 200,000. Have you seen that,
Wow.
Ate?
Whereabouts? No, I
And
haven't.
I think that one is I'm not sure if I've seen quite a few. So Hillsboro,
Mm.
Ellerslie, there's also some in One Tree Hill, and you will see
Mm.
around 200 or 300K. So some people who doesn't know
Wow.
property types. So if you look
Mm.
closely, you'll be like, oh shucks, that's so cheap. That's 200,000, for a full villa of 3 bedrooms, a bathroom, and you've got a land and
Yeah.
stuff. So that's actually cheap because it is on leasehold.
Ah, yeah,
So pretty
yeah,
much
sure.
it's got the lease, you have the lease rent, you have
Mm.
you pretty much, yes, your name will be on the title, but then it's gonna be like 999 years something something in there, and then you've got the
Yes.
ground lease rent or something.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
those
Similar.
are the things. But yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we've
So yeah,
discussed this
Auckland is actually,
before.
you're correct. Auckland is the most.
Yeah. We've discussed this as well as to the leasehold and the freehold in one of our episodes. You may browse it on our YouTube playlist to be able to find what were the topics that we have already discussed. But we will try our best to update you as well. For now, because of the OCR coming down, the value of the houses are coming down as well. So we kind of want to talk about uh, where in New Zealand would be ideal for you to buy a house, but of course depending on your priorities. Like if you want to live closer to the big city, then it's your choice. If you want to be in a quieter place in the countryside, then totally your choice. But we are talking about the highest one as a region for now is Auckland. And anong region ang Queenstown? Because the next one
No, not
is
Vancouver. Oh my
The next
golly. I'm
expensive
like I'm
one
in logistics,
is
I should know.
Wellington, of
I
course, we can expect that the house prices should be a little bit higher too compared to others because it's the capital of New Zealand. And
oh,
Tauranga,
Otago. So I think Queenstown is within the region of Central Otago.
ah,
Um, I think so. Oh my gosh, my
yeah,
bosses will hate me. Central
that's
Otago
okay.
somewhere, and then Christchurch, Canterbury.
Mm. The house
But
prices, although
ate,
quite,
in
yeah,
saying that, oh, sorry.
no, I was
Naglalag
just,
tayo kaya sometimes you're not talking and then I'm gonna talk and then you're like
I don't know what's going on. It's anyway, go ahead.
in saying that ate, ano ko lang, even though Auckland is quite expensive, if you are actively searching for properties, there are around the 600K mark or 500K mark around Pukekohe, and that's still part of Auckland.
Yeah, yeah. Down Auckland, what do you call it? South of Auckland, going down, going near
Yes.
Hamilton. It's getting a little bit cheaper. My
Yes.
friend recently bought their house, brand new one. I think around 600, brand new one, but it's a bit far away.
Yes.
1 hour from my place. And we were like, well, it depends on your priorities. Like if your job can be moved closer to the new place where you bought your property at a cheaper price, then go for it. But if if you can't change work in a year's time or two, you would probably just prefer to stay in a busy city like here in Auckland. But I would still suggest those other friends of mine who are asking where about can they buy a house, I would recommend South Auckland, especially here in
Yeah.
Manurewa. Manurewa, Glendon
Yeah.
Park, it's still cheaper than the
It
others.
still is. It's still affordable. Yes, ate. I can still see a lot of houses being sold around the 500-600 mark cross lease. Like for me, that's my second option anyway. So if I can't afford a freehold, cross lease is still better because at least if it's like say half a share, then you can, if you've got good relationship with your neighbor, then you may be able to to apply for a making it a freehold. So that's still good.
Mm.
That's the second highest type of ownership in New Zealand.
So I think the average at the moment here in Auckland, Wellington or Tauranga is around 800. Okay, I am still looking for around 600 or 700 property here in the area for the second one. Pero naisip ko,
Yes.
that's probably just 3 bedroom or four. Oh, but we want
Yeah.
5 or more bedrooms. So yeah, again, the prices of the house will be impacted by the features that you're looking for.
Yeah, that's so true. And if, yeah, the features and your location. So
Oh
it's
yes,
it's very, very important as well. Like I don't know if it's like that in the Philippines, ate. I think maybe I'm not sure how in New Zealand is like location wise it affects the
it's
price.
It's the same in the Philippines because I inquired last time as well. You compare the city to the suburb, it's already given that the prices are higher when you're buying a property in the city because the growth, the potential of it, doing business closer to amenities and many things.
Yeah.
So those are the factors. And if you're in the suburb, again, it's up to your preference because if you have car anyway, you can travel
Yeah.
easily. Or if you are if you are retirable, why would you live in the
Yeah.
city? Myself, I want to live in a
Yeah.
far-flung area when I retire. So see how it goes well for you. I have met new immigrants who moved from the countryside
Yes.
to city. The main reason is the education of their kids. No, we're not
Mm.
comparing the education here in the city and the countryside. It's quite similar anyway. We follow the New Zealand curriculum. But because other suburbs, or referring to the countryside, there's not much high school and universities. So
Yes.
universities are only here in the main city, Auckland, in Tauranga, in Hamilton. So yeah, the others, especially the new immigrants who got hired
Yes.
in far flying areas and then decided to bring their kids over, but they are already moving to university, so they will have to move, change career or maybe change employer just to move to a city.
To a
Yeah.
good, yes, to a good location. The same thing as my cousin who just recently moved here on December. So I was wanting them to be closer to us in South Auckland because it's way, more affordable having rental in here, and at least they're also closer to us. But then I think she researched a lot, and she wanted to to make the kids go to those school around the grammar zone, and
Mm.
that of course affects the rent as well, because you can find a full bedroom, two bathroom here in Manorewa for about 790 to 800, but then they're living, so the apartment that they chose is a three bedroom only, and they're a family of six, um
Oh,
three
so they.
bedroom only, but because it's in Mount Eden, then that's like about 860 a week. So quite
Mm,
higher than a four bedroom that you
mm,
can find here in Manorewa, right, Ate?
mm. That's so true. Ano pa bang about other? Because we used to live in Topo for how many years? 2014. I myself, my husband lived there from 2012 to 2018, so around 6 years. And
Yes.
in the main town, it's quite expensive compared to Tokoroa. Maybe Topo and Rotorua are quite similar with the prices, but Tokoroa, Putaruru, mm,
Mm.
what's the other one? But then the other close suburbs, Mangakino, they are quite cheaper. So
Yeah,
again, I think it depends if it's a tourist spot. Like what you've said, the Queenstown. Queenstown is a tourist spot,
quite
right? And
expensive.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know
I'm just
what is it equivalent to.
Do you use Ate apps in like the real estate.co app? So like this one looks like it's such a good property, and I think it's a cross, well, it's a cross lease, but
Is that
it's at seven.
realestate.co.nz?
Yeah, and it's actually, I'm
We
not sure
can
if we're
use that.
able to show it to them, because that's currently, remember how Ate that I am actively looking for properties,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
this is one.
there are a lot of properties that still actually very very affordable around Auckland, as long as you already have a solid idea of what you are looking for, right, Ate? So
Yeah.
once you put filter in your in your buying, what you wanted to say Manukau, and you put Manukau in there, you put a house as your property type, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
yeah, and then your max price, say you don't want to
Mm.
go above the 800 mark, then put a 750, and then pretty much you just choose the price method. So just put negotiation, display price, and offers.
Yeah, we can have a look at the house prices in the area you're looking at. Say you're thinking of Auckland Central, two-bedroom
Yes.
apartment, 507. Apartment, huh? Oh. Last
Apartment has your body corp.
2020, 2020, in the year 2020, three-bedroom apartment was this much because we were looking for a house around that time. And we were like, nah, we don't
Yes.
want to live in an apartment because, you've got a neighbor right next to you.
Yes.
'Cause it's
Ate, did you see 1 bar 6 MacLeod Road, Weymouth? That's
Just
quite
recently?
close to
No.
you. Yeah, it's quite close to you. You just go click, remove the Auckland,
Mm-hmm.
and then put Manukau instead. So you put Manukau. Yep, Manukau
Mango City.
City.
Oh, Manukau.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
put your, you go down, you put house, you click that, you tick the
House.
house, and then you go down, and then you put your max price at 800 or
Yeah.
750. Say 750. So you don't want to go above the 750 mark.
Mhm.
And then yeah, pretty much you choose your price method. You go down a little bit more. So you just,
Maximum, it doesn't matter, right?
yeah, it doesn't really matter. So you just go
So if your
your
concern
price method.
is the amount, put it there.
Yeah, the
But I
value.
would
Yes.
say, don't say for example, you've got approved for 750. Are you going to look for houses that is also 750 or no? So
Nah.
this 750, I would say, is for a pre-approved 800. So you don't
Yes.
want to use up
You don't want
your.
to use the whole amount. Yes.
Mhm.
So
So
you
should I
go
click search?
down
Not
and
yet.
then just put yeah, so put display price, price on application. So then yep,
Ah, this one,
POA,
POA,
and then
price and
yes.
application.
And then you
And
go negotiation and offers. So pretty much with the
not
price
tender.
range that we chose, yeah, not really tender because it's pretty much like you're almost like doing an auction as well and
Option.
deadline.
Mm.
So you just
So
go and search. Yep.
that's yeah,
And then you go down, and
450
there
yen.
are a lot of places in there. So if you go down a little bit, I think you will
This
see some
good
houses.
road.
That's Kent Road,
Don't
and
miss
that's
this
a
one. This is a good.
Crosleys.
Ah, okay, let's click on this.
Yes, and you
Manorewa.
still have a bit of land. Yeah, you still have a bit of land.
Crosleys. Let's have a look at the property estimate details. All right, 3 bedroom, fully fenced section. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
along Jellicoe. Yeah,
Yes.
I would like to know the area.
Yes. And that's the reason why it's very good to actually look around, you know what sort of filters you're using in either realestate.co and trade me.
This is
You
the area.
also have to put into consideration that even though you put the 750 max, majority of the time agents will put that because they believe that the vendor would be able to accept that kind of price. So there will
Mm,
still be a little bit of negotiation between the vendor and you know. So I would suggest that if you see a property that you kind of like and then it doesn't have any price indication in there, go directly contact the agent, ask them what are the price expectation because I don't want to waste time. So
mm,
so that at least you also know where you're looking at, where they are also looking for, and it's just more easier.
yeah. So at the
I think I
moment,
saw
negotiation. This is under
the
negotiation.
McLeod. Yeah,
Yeah.
so the
Yeah, this
McLeod,
one.
that one, yes,
Cleared.
yes. I
Weymouth.
kind of like that
Oh,
because it's got a high
this looks
ceiling.
neat.
Yes,
Let's have a look at the
and
house.
it's quite
As if
close
our house
to
not there.
Orion and Celestine's.
Oh, I
And it's
like
got a
this.
trifold.
We can
Yeah.
slide the doors open. And then you can have your party here if you're into party or a Bible study. If you have visitors.
Yes.
Nice. And an island in the middle. I like that setup. Quite
Yes.
smaller for the area. And I think this area too
It
for the
it
lounge.
looks like a small.
But because it's an open plan, it looks bigger. I like that kind of
Yes.
plan. Is this recently renovated? It looks like.
I think so. I think they renovated it. I think what caught my eye in this property, this listing at it, is that it's got a nice, the cladding looks superior. So it's a weatherboard cladding.
Mm,
It
okay.
is tied, it's kind of done
This,
up quite tidy on the photo, but of
mm,
course, you'd rather want to go and
it's
see
best
it for
to
yourself.
see. see it in actual. I am not sure if I would like a wooden floor because it's still cold. But the good
True.
thing is that you can buy your own rug, right? Put it there, carpet.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
wooden floor is easy to clean, I would say,
Yes, it's very
especially if you
easy
have
to clean.
kids. Oh, looks neat.
It's a very cool
What is
property.
this?
I
It's like there's a potential for you to have a sleep out.
Yes, I think they have. I think they create there is a sleep out outside. It looks
Cause
like.
and you have some space again at the back, and there's a
Yeah.
carport,
Garage.
a garage. I mean, yeah. The difference between garages, it's enclosed. Carport
Yeah.
is it's open. Hey,
Yes.
this looks good. And what's the price again?
749.
700. So the sleep out is there is no let's nah. Look at the area of the house. It's really small.
It's quite small. So 770 square meter. Pretty
Yeah.
much it doesn't show any, it didn't
Floor
show
plan.
the floor
No, it
plan.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Our one is 80 square meter for the main house. So I find it a bit small for us now that
Yeah. If
we're bigger. So there's no floor plan, but it's best to have a look if you're interested. Yeah. Mm.
Yes.
Okie
Yeah,
dokie.
there's a lot of properties in there at the right?
There's a floor plan. So this is indeed a garage. Yeah. And it looks like there's a sleep out there next to the garage. So only one can be accommodated, one car.
Yeah.
Maybe they have converted it already into a storage or somewhat like they can't claim this as another bedroom
Yeah.
because this is as stated here, there's only three bedroom. That means this is not licensed or how do you call it? Um, just as a bed
Consented.
consented as the fourth bedroom. No, just like R1. But yeah, it's a good start. Wow, 700 na, no? When we were looking in 2020, 600. Ang ganito.
Oh,
And
yes, yes, and
hindi
it's
na
a
talaga.
costly.
Hindi, it's just after 5 years, I don't think it will go back down to that price. Although it went
Yeah,
down compared to 2021 and 2022, but it's not continuously going down. No.
yes,
Anyway, so this is still okay here. So this is one way of finding out other properties in your area or properties in the area you're looking at buying.
yes.
Yeah,
There are
quite
still, like
interesting
I
this.
see here, a 665 square meter
Would you like to share that?
property in Otara Ate, but I'm pretty sure it might be a doo-wop. Maybe let's see if I can share the percent that
You can click on
share
share.
screen. Okay. I'll just show that there.
Of course, compared to a brand new one, the older houses are still cheaper. No.
Yes. Oh, can it be seen at it, or does it
Oh
show?
yeah, I can see it. I'll just need to add it to the stage. There you go.
There. So if you see, it's about 699, but it looks okay inside, but it I can feel that I have a gut feel just by looking at the photo. You kind of still have to find, there must be a fault in here, because why would a 665 square meter land
Oh,
be at 699? Although Otara is quite still, an affordable
is that a
area.
freehold or a leasehold?
It's a freehold, ate. That's a good
Wow,
one.
600. Yeah. And
Yes.
just to be sold
That's
around, well, there might be a catch. But
$699.
if you're an investor, then it's a good buy, I would say.
Yeah, so it's
600.
a, so 83 square meter floor area, but you have a 665 square meter freehold
Mm,
section in there,
mm.
if you can see that. New roof. So there's a new roof, modern upgrade, recently renovated interiors, provide a
Mm.
fresh and blah blah blah.
Maybe
Um,
if you're a builder or a tradesman, trades
so this
person.
is it actually says in the marketing ate. So it's the reason why it may be a little bit cheaper on the cheaper value,
Yeah.
699 to 700K. It's because it needs some cladding work. So
Oh, it will
let's
cost you
go
maybe
back.
around 100 to
So
150.
if
It
you
depends.
zoom in, you can see that the weatherboard has
Oh,
been you yeah, it's quite a
mm,
very old
mm.
weatherboard. So I think that's the reason why, because although
But
if it's a weatherboard, it's quite easy at it to
yeah,
fix, you know?
change it. 600, it's still a good buy if you have the money, or if
Uh-huh.
you're a DIY person,
Yeah.
you're a
Yeah.
tradesman, you can fix it yourself little by little. I think that is still
Because yeah, it's quite a where is that photo? If you can see the and what it's a mixed housing suburban zone, so you can pretty much you can even subdivide it in the future.
Mhm. Yeah.
See, it's a
It's
zoning advantage located in the residential mixed housing urban. Actually, it's urban mixed housing urban zone, so it means that you can subdivide it and make it like either terrace housing or something like that. So pretty much having a property like this, you can future proof it because you can buy it, do it up right now, put someone to rent it, and then you're kind of like earning something from it because from if you're looking at the inside, it's livable.
mm,
You can rent it to someone. If you bought it for 700 ate, and that's a
renting
three
out.
bedroom property. Yeah, you rent it and it's paying on its own.
Mm. Yeah, kasi mababa ngayon ang mortgage rates. You can.
Yes,
Or
you
add a sleep
can.
out or add another property after a year or two if you have the money.
Yeah, yeah. And it's gonna be pretty much your income potential.
That
It's got that reserve at the back too, ate, if you can see like yours.
well, that one looks like quieter than ours because our one is a park and it's mostly loud when the weather is okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
tips to those who are thinking of buying, maybe not now, but soon. Always research the area, your job
Yes.
opportunities as well, not just the schooling opportunities for your kids, but the opportunities, job opportunities for yourself, for your family, and for your other families that you're going to bring over here. So that's why there's still many people coming to news to Auckland, moving to Auckland from the countryside because there are a lot of job opportunities here. And of
Did you
course,
see this, ate?
no, what's that?
500,000.
Man,
774 square meter.
wow, that's even bigger than the other one you've shown.
Yeah, and that's asking price is 500,000. That's
Interesting.
a good land
You,
value.
you can smell already that you need to ask more details. Why is it cheaper? Yeah.
Well, Otara isn't the best area.
No, I think it's quite similar to our place here.
And you can kind of see at how old it is. And it's only two bedrooms.
Fair enough.
You're
But
pretty much buying the land.
mm, well, go for it. Maybe if I have a lot of extra money, I'll go for that.
I know, that's a good one. That's a good land banking value. Auckland is still gonna go up and up and up, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Faster than other cities. Although the others are
Yeah.
catching up. Nawawala na atang Hamilton eh. Tauranga is
Oh,
really catching up.
Otara ate is actually not too bad. Otara is very close to Flatbush.
Okay. But I'm still not attractive to Otara, unfortunately. I'd rather stay here in Manurewa. I don't know. Maybe I just feel at home here now. But previously, when we moved
Yes.
here, I felt like, oh no, are we safe? But now I know the people here already. I've been
Yeah.
living here for almost 5 years now. I'm working here for almost 3 years. So yeah, I feel at home in Manurewa. And there are
That's
more Filipinos coming here.
That's actually true. It's been today we've actually spent the Filipino week language week in St. Anne's where my kids
Mm,
go, and it's such a big fiesta. There's so much food. Oh my golly.
ano pa ba? Siyempre, pag Pinoy,
Pinoy.
marami.
So you can actually really feel na no ate that like there's so many Filipinos in Manorewa. Pretty much
Yeah,
maybe like 20% maybe of Manorewa people are
I,
Filipinos.
I don't know. I'm not sure about the statistics. Anyway, other things to keep in mind when you're buying. Lower house prices sometimes require higher repair costs, the ones that you've shown. So check it
Yes.
out. Don't just say, oh, I'm going to buy it because it's cheap, and check it out. If it weighs up the expenses when you're going to repair, then it's your choice. Another thing
Yes.
to bear in mind is the job market and the schools and what else? Other business potential, maybe.
Yes. And I
And
think for me, ate, if it's like what you said, it's job market schools, this also affects the resale value of your house. So if you're looking at the second one, which is, the schools, the location, how convenient is it's in the location, how connected its routes to like the motorways,
mm,
those are, I think, like me and Steven right now, those are the things that we actually have a non-negotiable, like it has to be arterially routed to every areas,
yes.
and of course the school of the kids, because we have a young kid that we have two young kids that are needing to go into a better college
Mhm.
location. So not sure in Manorewa, so we're looking around east now.
Change location, of course. Well, you
Yeah.
have a lot of options because you're here in Auckland. So
Yeah.
yes, cheap homes are still around in New Zealand. Nakalimutan ko, I haven't searched the prices in Tokoroa and Putaruru because my friends bought their houses there a long time ago, and we were like, I think they bought it for around 100K to 200. Uh,
Oh.
let's say 8 years ago. So I wouldn't say it has gone so
Nah,
much.
I don't think so. And is it Tokorowa, ate?
Tokoroa, Putaruru, yeah, those areas there.
Well, I'm
Those were the
looking
ones
at it
we were looking
now.
at.
It's like 300.
Mm.
What is that? 400,
See,
389. Oh,
if
these
I'm
are
going to
good
sell
areas.
if I'm going to sell this property now that we have here in Auckland and move there, I would probably be able to pay half, and I might be
Oh my.
getting a bigger property, a bigger land. But then
Yeah.
again,
Oh my golly, ate. It's like a 984 square meter land and it's
ooh,
449,000.
see, if I'm going to sell this, almost half of the property I'm already going to pay off. But again,
It's
wala
the work.
masyadong walang universities dun. Malayo. It's gonna be in Hamilton. And job opportunities, nah, because there's only a few people there. So,
Yeah.
titiis dito sa Auckland. Other people are moving to Australia though. So,
That's so
anyway,
true.
um so that's our discussion tonight, guys. We don't have so much engagement, but I know we have some people watching. If you think you've got a question, feel free to message us. If you're wondering what were the other topics that we have discussed, visit our Facebook page. No, yeah,
Yeah.
YouTube channel definitely, because it's in the playlist. In Facebook, it's gonna be deleted, I think, after a month. So if you want to be able to see the past episodes, just go to our YouTube channel and be able to see it in our playlist. Scroll down. Yeah. And
Yeah.
we have another upcoming episode for the Settle, Shine, Succeed here in New Zealand with Regine on Friday. So stay tuned and engage with us because it's going to be a discussion about the culture in New Zealand. At lalo na
Oh,
sa
it's
kababayan nating baguhan, ano nga ba? How do you blend in? Do you think you should not? Should you learn the culture in New Zealand? And how will you do it? And many other things. Mga, ang sa tawag dyan, mga hidden rules. Is it hidden rules or yeah. Hindi naman siya required, pero parang, awkward ka if you are not doing it.
yeah.
Interesting one. All right. So that's it for now. I'm going to see you on Friday with Regine, and we're going to see you again next week for another home buying tips in New Zealand.
Thanks, guys. Good
Thank
night.
you. Have a good night. Bye.